Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cedarville University Volleyball and our normal Periscope account, but broadcast. But Periscope seems to be having problems today, so we're actually recording this video and we're going to throw it onto our YouTube and Facebook pages and stuff that way, just to give everybody a little bit of an update. Um, just kind of recap of what's been going on with the volleyball program. Last week we went into what was a big weekend for us with three big regional matches at the Midwest Region Crossover. First time playing in that since 2011, and we had three great opponents: Missouri S&T, Rockhurst, who at the time was ranked number 8 in the country and is now ranked number 6 in the country, and then the Drury in the last match of the day. And quite frankly, we were going into this tournament this weekend with high expectations and coming out a little disappointed in the results. We went 0-3, lost to Missouri S&T in 3 sets. And in a match where we started playing really well, had a nice lead in the first set, and then things just kind of started falling apart. We quit hitting the shots that were open. It's a little bit of a difficult environment that we're not used to playing in. Our team relies, especially if you've been to any of our matches, you know we rely a lot on communication on the court. And with 9 courts going in a relatively closed atmosphere there at the Great Lakes Center there in Aurora, Illinois, it is incredibly loud and you can't hear communication on the court. So our hitters will rely a lot on the back row players to call their shots for them, whether to swing line, cross court, through the hole. That communication obviously wasn't happening because it was too loud to be able to hear. So they had to do, we were encouraging them to do a lot more communication in between points about what shots are available, that kind of stuff. The problem with that is it's just not very instantaneous. So that made things a little bit difficult. So the shots were there. We just weren't hitting the right ones. I think our hitters were having a little bit of difficulty trying to see the block and stuff there as well, which created some issues. And Missouri S&T got a big 8-point run in the middle of that first set to take the lead 19-17, and we just couldn't recover from that point. We had a little bit of a slight injury scare at the beginning of the second set that kind of threw us off. Never did really fully recover, and S&T, it was a great team, they're coached fantastically and stuff, and so got the best of us. Then we played Rockhurst on Friday evening, and like I said, Rockhurst, one of the top 10 teams in the country, and we were actually pretty pleased with that. We had something that was working pretty well against them. For some reason, we went away from that and tried to do some other things that we didn't need to because we had some plays that were working. One of the big things for us this weekend was our serve receive was not very consistent this weekend. It was struggling quite a bit and at times, and so that was really preventing us from getting to our offense out of serve receive, and so we ended up having some difficulty sighting out and that kind of thing too. So, but we took a set from Rockhurst, pushed them to 4, and relatively, I mean, we lost it 3-1, but it was a relatively close match. We were pretty pleased, and we're ready to build off of that going into Saturday against Drury. And then the same thing, really struggled again with the serve receive against Drury, and just decision making offensively with what we were doing and what we were trying to run and stuff. And so it became obvious to us, and it was actually during a conversation I was having with a couple of the players on Friday afternoon in between the matches, that we have a tendency to rely solely on our power to beat teams because we're a pretty powerful team, and against a lot of opponents that we play, we're able to win on power. But the teams here, the top teams in the region, they match our power. So we can't just beat them with our power alone. We have to be able to think and to strategize on the court. Not just in timeouts and information relaying from the bench, but the players on the court, because the game of volleyball happens so fast, have got to be able to strategize a little bit on the floor as well. And we realized we don't really usually think as much as we probably need to. So, and we also realized we've been spending a lot of time with the physical preparation of this team as well as the spiritual preparation of this team. But maybe we need to do a better job individually with the mental preparation, getting ready, making sure that we're properly using everything that's presented to us in the scouting report, making sure we're using everything that's provided for us with our video breakdown service and that kind of stuff. So Monday's practice this week, we spent all 2 hours of it in a classroom basically going through all of the information that we can get out of a scouting report that's presented to us. Coach Racine and Sarah Simpson do a fantastic job of putting those things together. And it became obvious we weren't not using everything that we could out of that, because I don't know that they fully understood the information that was even in front of them. So we spent a lot of that time just teaching them how to utilize that information that was given to them to our advantage as well. And also to use the video breakdown service, both before a match, but then also to evaluate ourselves after the match. So spend a lot of time having them evaluate themselves, playing one of the matches from the weekend, and then watching the same video with my evaluations of our performance actually on the screen as the video was going on, so they could compare the two and see some of the things they were doing well, as well as a lot of the things that they needed to improve on. So I think that was a very good session for us to have. We didn't have a match on Tuesday, so we were able to take a day and just kind of focus on an educational session, then get into practice on yesterday. We started putting some more things into practice where they have to think more and not just continuously try the same things over and over again. Because I think what was happening in a lot of practice things is we knew the play that would work to beat that drill, and so we keep doing that play so we can beat that drill, rather than thinking and processing through different offensive options that we've got and forcing them into a situation where they've got to try different offensive options in order to beat the drill. So we started putting some of those things into practice yesterday, and they had to think a lot more in practice than they're normally used to. And so we're going to be continuing to do that throughout the week. Upcoming this weekend, we've got two big GMAC matches coming up. We travel to West Virginia, playing at Salem International on Friday night and at Ohio Valley on Saturday. If we're able to win both of those matches this weekend, that will officially clinch a spot in the GMAC tournament for us. So that's the goal this weekend, is to clinch a position in the tournament, and then work on earning the top seed and so forth after that. But right now, the first thing we want to do is just clinch a position in the tournament. That's what's happening this weekend at those two places. So Salem International, obviously, we don't get to see them a lot. We don't have a lot of common opponents with them, but we're looking at some scouting video and stuff to try to get an idea of where they are. Ohio Valley, we got to watch this weekend because they were at the crossover playing with us this weekend. Plus, we've got some video and stuff to look at, and they were the runner-up in the GMAC last year, and so we kind of know what to expect there with what we're going to be doing with our offense and our defense. And this is actually since the GMAC was formed, the first time we've played at these two schools. They've always come here to Cedarville, and so looking forward to just seeing what they're like in their gym and in their place, and having two good quality matches this weekend, and hoping to clinch that position in the GMAC tournament. And so once we get that position clinched, then it'll be a matter of working on what is our seed going to be going into it, because obviously a major goal of ours is to get our fourth straight GMAC championship and secure that bid into the NCAA tournament. So that's what we're looking for, and we're going to continue working and improving on not just the physical and the spiritual components of this team, but also the mental preparation, both in practice as a team, but also I know the girls are going to be doing a much better job of that individually on their own, with their scouting reports and video sessions and stuff as well. Thanks for following us on all our social media platforms. We encourage you to just keep doing that, and we will talk at you all soon. Thanks a lot.